In an important order, the Supreme Court said that advocates cannot be held liable for deficiency of duties under the Consumer Protection Act, which means you cannot sue your lawyer if you think he or she has not provided you with proper legal guidance. The bench said that the legal profession is sui generis, which is Latin for one of its kind, and it is different from any other business or trade. The bench also requested the Chief Justice of India to revisit its previous order, which made medical professionals liable for any deficiency in service. In a country where the legal process itself is the punishment, this is a problematic judgment. Not everyone can access the intellectual brilliance of legal professionals working at the Supreme Court or the High Courts. A vast number of citizens are stuck at the lowest of the lower courts. Watch this clip by Tathagat Sarpathy, former parliamentarian and editor of Odisha Post, explaining how citizens, especially journalists, can be cheated by their own lawyers who collude with opposing side to weaken cases against them.
So what is happening is, by the time a journalist has to fight his case of defamation, they can even slap false cases against reporters. By the time he fights or she fights and keeps climbing up, it is so expensive, so time consuming. Even the toughest of them actually falter and they fall. So we only focused on the Supreme Court, but they are the highest of the high. Reporters are at the base level. So the lower judiciary is the major problem for media, but generally an editor like Tathagat Satpathy has to deal with daily problems of reporters, and that is very difficult because even if I want to give protection, I do not have the wherewithals, I do not have the legal knowledge. If I can hire lawyers also, it is a question of money, and at the state level, at the lower level, you hire a lawyer and suddenly a sub-inspector goes to that lawyer's house and says, what are you doing? Who are you supporting? Come, the magistrate wants to talk to you. And the magistrate gets his fish, his vegetables, his daily requirements from that sub-inspector. The SP will call up the magistrate, the collector will call up the magistrate or the sub-judge, and they will tell the lawyer, hey, you've got so many cases, what are you doing? Why you just compromise and do something and finish it? So he will not openly tell his client who's paying him, when it's a journalist or when it's an editor, that bring everything on the table and let's sort it out. No. What he will do is he will take a date after another date, after another date, after another date, and tire you out. And you keep spending money. So these are practical problems, and it is very difficult to handle that sort of a problem at the ground level.